We are in one of the most important parashot in the Torah. You know why, right? You know why? It's my mitzvah parasha. Of course, it's very important. Just to remind you, anybody has any questions, you can email us at rabbigoan@gmail.com, and our administrator will send it straight to me. We'll take care of it. So, parasha, this is an interesting parasha. It has the most mitzvot in this parasha. But let's look at the structure of the parasha, different than we did in previous years. Tell me, what are you doing? Like a dance here? The parasha starts with a war and ends up with a war. Parasha starts with Ki Tetzei milchama el oivecha. You're going to go out to a war to your enemy, v'ha'ita b'shivya, eshet yefat toar, and you say, this the whole thing. Excuse me, and then it ends with Amalek. Right? Machot timche zecher Amalek. You have to go wage war against Amalek. And in between, there are a lot of mitzvot. Let's look at the first milchama. We'll see how much we manage today. If not, we'll finish B'ezrat Hashem tomorrow morning. So maybe there will be part Aleph, I don't know, part A, and we'll see. So, we go to a war, and like any other war, this is a physical war. We go to a war, and there are emotions involved, and slogans, and we're bringing different values and virtues. We're bringing peace and liberty. We're doing this, baloney. WMDs. It's just slogans. And it's all good, and for the sake of democracy and peace, or whatever that will be, oppression, depression, salvation, we go and we even kill people. We're willing, we leave everything behind, family, wife, and all others we leave behind, and we go into a war. Wonderful. We are very usually in war. Before a nation goes to war, the heads of the state, they really pump up nationalism to the level of fascism, almost sometimes into that. To the people, everybody is really pumped up about going to war. And then all of a sudden, guess what happens? You go to a war, and you are fighting your battle, and you see a beautiful woman, and now I want to marry her. Wait, one second. She's the enemy. Makara, what happened? I want to marry her. She's the enemy. She want to kill you. Imagine in Vietnam, right? A guy comes from the helicopter, spinning like this with the M16, goes like this, killing, shooting, throwing grenade, and the whole entire thing, apocalypse now, right? Going down. All of a sudden comes a Vietnamese, Viet Cong woman. He up to kiss. Oh, she's pretty. I want to marry her. Give me a break. What would you say to the guy? She's an enemy. What happened to our? What happened to our? All the slogans that we did before? Kill the enemy, right? And what happened to this all of a sudden? You ever think about those things? What happened to this? It's fascinating. It happens to us all the time. Of course, everything reflects on internal as well. We all have slogans, right? I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm going Kiruv, I'm doing it. And all of a sudden it turns out to be that everything that you did and everything that you said is all empty words. It's all empty words. When push comes to shove, you push it away. Let me now. Here comes the Torah, and in this act, a symbolic act, the Torah tells you, I mean, we say to disgrace her, that, and so on and so forth, but it's very symbolic. The Torah says, listen, she needs to shave her head, shnei dokaner, ala shnei dokaner, shave her head. She's not going to wear pretty clothes anymore. In other words, you need to see things the way they really are. The way they really are. After you observe this person now with bald head, and she looks like Mother Teresa, I don't know, with like a nun from Vietnam, with bald and shaggy clothes, and now that you see her bald and not so beautiful, because the external is very deceiving. Put a little Botox here, a little stretching there, some peels here. It looks like sheetrocking. Let's do some spackling. And no more cracks. Put spackle and it's okay. After you see her, and you really, say, oh yeah, that's what I really want. Oh yeah, then you can take her as your wife. Then you can take her as your wife. But then the question still stays in place. How truthful we are. How truthful we really are. And I think there is a certain thread that I will try to connect with your permission in this week's parasha in terms of that. How truthful you are to all your slogans. I'm going to war, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I was thinking to give an example, but I won't give an example. But imagine which is a true story. Imagine a person comes to you, he wants to rent, you want to rent his house, and he tells you, he says, well, what are you doing? You're renting your house. Why are you leaving your house? Oh, I'll let you rent it because I'm going to do kiruv in Moscow. I'm going to Russia to do kiruv. So, wonderful, idealistic, wonderful, what a man, I wish I was like you, I wish I was half a man as you are. And before you know, 2 months later, somebody knocks on the door, they want to do foreclosure of the house. The guy comes and turns up to be that instead of going to Russia, he basically dumped you with the house and he went to Brooklyn. What happened to all the ideals there? You have to be very careful when you are very hot-headed in the excitement of war and activities. And are you really truthful about these things? Are you going to stay loyal when you're going to see a pretty girl or a pretty woman? And you're going to say, oh, listen, she's the enemy. Not that women are the enemy, but this woman right now is the enemy. Let's say there is a war with, I don't know, Iran. Can you see yourself as like, ooh, so pretty Iranian, I want to marry her? But the Torah is not giving you permission, like most people think. The Torah does not give you permission. Of course, those people who don't know the true meaning of Torah. Torah does not give you permission to rape women or to rape captives or legitimize such acts. The Torah is very much against any act of brutality and inhumane behavior, even to your captives. And you bind by halacha. For example, if you have an enemy combatant that is injured now, and it does not face any danger to you anymore, that's it. He's not a danger for you anymore. You are by halacha obligated to take care of him. So, when you make your statements, are you really truthful for them? Or the first desire, the first incident that you have to tap into your excitements, your desires, money, looting, women, are you going to stay loyal to your statements? Are you going to take care of your brothers who are still fighting the war? Or what are you going to do? How loyal are you? When the going gets tough, everybody runs away the other way. Right? Oh yes, we're friends. We're very good friends. But this is my best friend. My best friend. As soon as things are tough, he's not so lucky. Why? He's my best friend because he's got money. I want to be his friend. Things got bad for him. Excuse me. Can you help me? I don't know you. Who are you? I'm busy. I don't have time now. You know, it happens all the time. Everybody forgets you. What happened to all the statements that you have? And one needs to be very, very careful when you make statements like "Ve'afta l'reacha kamocha," and you should love your fellow Jew like you love yourself. However, your fellow Jew, you should remember that sometimes comes in different colors than you. He might come with red head and black skin and blue eyes, and are you still loyal to "Ve'afta l'reacha kamocha" when he's a little different than you? Or you're not? We're just empty words. So we need to be careful. Another interesting halacha, a very philosophical halacha, or mitzvah, is the mitzvah of ken tzipor. Ki karei kan tzipor lefanecha baderech. You're walking on your way, yeah? You're going hiking, going to Wyoming, you're hiking. Anybody wants to go to Wyoming, Montana? It's beautiful. I think we should make yeshiva in Montana.
Wyoming's hilarious.
What? Wyoming is even better. There's no state tax there. I think we'll do pretty well there. Anybody wants to go? I'm taking votes. Yeah, and then everybody would say, then I say, guys, you go, I'll be right there. That's like what they do, right? That's what everybody does. So the mitzvah of ken tzipor. You're walking in a way, all of a sudden, an instant, mikre in Hebrew is just so happens. An incident, something, chance. Ki karem, all of a sudden you see, ken tzipor. I'm going to tell you, I don't know about you, I think it's really bizarre. It's really bizarre. As a mitzvah, what kind of a mitzvah is left to, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, what kind of a mahalach is this? Why does it say, for example, if you feel like it, keep Shabbat. If you keep, if you feel like it, put tefillin. If it happens, you have to put tefillin, you have to keep Shabbat, you have to put tzitzit, If you feel like it. If you have a couple of dollars extra, buy yourself a tzitzit. Buy yourself a mezuzah. Mezuzah is expensive. I don't know why the mezuzot are so expensive. I really don't know. But never mind. It's a different case. That's off the record. But that's how you have some money. Let's say you buy yourself a mezuzah, $50, $60, $70, right? So if you have some money, buy mezuzah. If you don't have money, okay, no. Akol bi Hashem, I don't have to put mezuzah. What kind of a thing is this? Put the mezuzah on the door. It's a mitzvah. What kind of a mitzvah is that? And look at what the Torah is saying. What a long description for a let's call it a text that every word is calculated, every letter is important. What a waste, lichora, it's chad v'shalom to say, of word. Ki karei kan tzipor lefanecha baderech. If you walk like this, whether it's on the floor, whether it's on the tree, take the mother, don't take the children. Look at what the Rambam writes. The Rambam, it was about 9 words, got the thing, goodbye, good luck. And is there a mitzvah that is mikre? Are there like, just like things just happen in life? Or Kadosh Baruch Hu really is in control of the situation? Everything comes from Hashem. And let me tell you this, that depends on your perspective. If you're a buffoon, you think, it happens, I'm walking, it happens. And that's what, by the way, happens to all our lives. That happened, this happened, and all your life is, it happened. Nothing just happens. Everything is planned and executed according to the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. There's no such thing that you just accidentally happen to be on that path, and just so happens that you looked up because you heard a heavenly voice and you saw a mother bird. There's no such thing accidentally. Mikre in Hebrew is Mem, Kuf, Resh, Hey. If you put the words into a scrambler and you scramble them all over again, you can get other things. For example, the word mirkam or lirkom. Lirkom is to embroider. And when you embroider, you want to do embroidery, you have to know exactly. So if you take the word mikre, you did too, rakam Hashem. Hashem embroidered it perfectly till you come. And then you need to see it. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu is basically giving you here a chance. A chance to do what? A chance to do just a mitzvah. For you, a mitzvah is just to do a mitzvah and to go. Goodbye and good luck, I'm done. What is a mitzvah for you? A mitzvah for you is a way to connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in which when you do it, you become a part. You are connecting with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So Hashem here gives you a direct vehicle to connect to Him. There's no accidents. Accidents don't happen. I think, I told you the story how I met my wife, right? How Harry met Sally, right? How I met my wife. It's a movie, no?
Yeah, How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. Hey, watch out. So if I would look at this, at the way that I met my wife, as a, just so happened accidentally, I think I take the greatest beauty of all to see how HaKadosh Baruch Hu's hands is involved in this and how He put it together, and fill my life with awe to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and be thankful for Him for giving me my wife. Otherwise it's an accident. Accidents happen. You know what? This whole relationship was an accident. So you know what? Let me bump into somebody else. It just doesn't work like that. It changes your whole perspective in life. The mitzvot are not a burden for you. Things don't happen accidentally. For the fool is an accident. Or it just so happens. You would see a woman walking. All of a sudden you see $20 falling out of her pocket. What would you say? Hey, Hashem loves me. I got $20 for free. Accident. Right? Somebody else's garbage, other person's gold. Right? And you would say, excuse me, hey. It happened to me. And then she'll turn you and say, yes, what do you want? Say, excuse me, ma'am, it's $20 there. You just fell out of your pocket. Thank you. Thank you. That's no mikra. It's a test for me. And I'm going to fail over what, $20? Especially not when my two sons were next to me. And there was a lesson to life for them. There's certain things, there's a lot of things. As a matter of fact, most of the things you can't put a price tag on. There are many other things that are much greater than money. Money is not the way. Let's go move on to another mitzvah. It's a difficult mitzvah. The mitzvah of what we say, Lo tiyeh lecha eifa ve'eifa. In the olden days, I still remember how they used to do that. It was amazing. The scales used to have weights. I remember it. I remember especially, and I always says, man, they always cheat me because they never wait to see if it's exactly. They used to put the thing, throw the weight, that's you buy tomatoes, or like this, okay, 2 kilos, let me see, no, kid, get out of here. But they used to have weights. And they used to measure it on scale. It was just different types of scales. They had butcher scales, they had different, it was just so It was so nice. It was so much better to go to buy groceries like this. I remember we used to buy flour. The guy used to put an empty brown paper bag on a scale. He used to take the scoop like this and fill up. It was so different, I just loved it. Today, I mean, you go to Costco, everything, there's no grace anymore. It's different. What does it mean? So, when you're coming to measure things, and so you got to tell you, wait, 1 second. Today, everything is Costco. It's already BJ's, whatever it is, it's already pre-weighted. Halakha is really obsolete. Of course, it's not obsolete. Of course, it's not. And every halakha that is physical had a spiritual manifestation to it, and we'll get to it, God willing. And what is it? Let's say, for example, Yoav comes, let's say I'm selling vegetables. Yoav comes to me, he wants 2 pounds of tomatoes. So now, I say Yoav is an innocent kid. I'll take the heavier weight, the one, and they used to have it by weight, half a kilo, 5 kilos, and so on and so forth. So, but I have 2 different sets. I take the weight that weighs actually 2.5 kilos. And I put it on, and it weighs it like this, 2.5 kilos. Basically, I stole half a kilo from him, right? But then Yonatan comes to me, and I love Yonatan. Why? Because he gives me kavod. He's a rich man. I want him to get me my son's a job, and so I take the light one. I take the 1.8 one. I give him more, and then comes Ari. Ari works for the government, and I know he puts complaint to 311 on everything. So I take the exact one, because I know he's going to tell me, can I see your weight? It's exactly 2 pounds or 2 kilos or whatever it is. Because he's, what kind of a mahalach is this? What kind of a person you are? You have to be honest. Or the same thing for mashkim, for pouring. And you should know that the halacha is very interesting in regards to commodities. When you're actually selling things, you have to give your buyer more, and there's measurements for solids or for liquids. You have to give him more, because maybe there's some kind of inaccuracy, so you have to give him more. Let's say you say something, let's say it's 2 ounces, so you have to give him 2.1 ounce. Give him extra. For liquids, the same thing. Think about that. Let's say, for example, I'm poor, and I still remember, because we used to buy kerosene to heat up the houses, and the guy used to come at the beginning. They used to come with a horse, and so I'm still a country boy. He used to come with a horse and a wagon, and he used to have a bell, and he used to ring the bell, and we used to go kerosene. He had a big funnel. We used to fill the jerry cans with kerosene, and we used to use it like this. But oil or other liquids, because they fill it up, and again, it comes out, there is foam, like when you want to cheat somebody. So you give him a lot of foam, and then the foam goes down, and it's like nothing there. And he charges you for the whole thing. And sometimes they will do it so fast that you come and say, the guy cheated me like this much, it was all foam. How about though if it's oil, that there's actually some residue that left on the funnel? And he's paying for that as well. You have to give him therefore more. So different. So that's in terms of the commodity side of the business, of the mitzvah. However, what does it tell me inside? What does it tell me about the measurements that I do? We are a very weird species. Somewhat pathetically OCD. We like to compartmentalize everything, and we measure, and we go like this, and we compare and contrast, and we put everything and so on and so forth. We do the same thing as well, to others, to ourselves. For example, the way I react to people will be determined on many things. For example, let's say Yonatan is an important man, so, as they say in Yiddish, I kiss up to him. Right? Let's say David is not important. No one will talk to him. Mark is somebody in potential, maybe develop into something. What kind of a thing is this? Why can't you be truthful to yourself and to others? And look what Chazal tells us. Have mekabel kol ha'adam besever panim yafot. Always welcome anybody with a smile on your face. Be nice to people. Be nice to all people. Jews are not Jews alike. Have mekadem kol adam, any human being, besever panim yafot. Anyone. You saw the lady that came the other day, right? All of a sudden, the whole situation changed. It's just nice to people. That's what we're here for, aren't we? Be nice. Say, listen, somebody else, you relax. Say, I understand you're upset. Sit down. Can I get you some water? Relax. So we treat people not equally. We never looked at the person in front of us, and that's something that I learned from my rabbi. The person that's sitting in front of you right now and learning is just as important as the next guy around or the biggest rabbi that is there. Everybody deserves that because you are not supposed to measure that. Not only that you don't know, you're not supposed to, even if you knew. You have to treat everybody equally. Everyone equally. And it's so bad that even for ourselves, we have measures. For example, I don't consider any given moment of my life as an important moment. I consider being in the presence of this person less, or doing this activity more, and so on. Every single moment of your life is a precious moment. Look at what's her name? John Reeves, whatever. Darrell Reeves, whatever. Right? She went to for minor surgery. I know somebody like this also. She was very dear to me. She was like my second mother. She went to do something minor. On the table, she got a massive heart attack. She died. Every moment of your life is important. What we fall all the time is that, especially in between stages, these are the most precious times. You're in transition. We are so petrified out of that. Let's say, for example, you finish now high school. Ooh, I don't want to have any time. Right away I got to go to college. No time in between. No time to reflect. Why? Because that time is not important. I need to prove things. That time is important. I'm going to go now. I'm going to be a college. I finished college. Ooh, right away I got to go get a job. Why are you running? The in-between time is just as important, because sit back and reflect. Look at the jobs that are open. Maybe you want to wait a little bit. Maybe the job that they offered you is not the job that you want. So sit back and relax. Examine. Reflect. Appreciate every moment of your life. How do you know which moment is more important? The moment that your child was born is important. Good. How about the moments after that? After your child was born? How about the moments when your child is 3 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 5 and whatever. Those moments are precious also. Those moments are precious also. I'll tell you, I had like a shocker, the other day. You know the song, Cats in the Cradle? You don't know Cats in the Cradle? Well, you'll find that out later and look for the words. A very important song. Why? Because it's tremendous musar. He talks about the father that never had time for his children. The kid wanted to play ball. The kid wanted to do this. The father never had time. The kid grows up and basically treats his father the same way as he treated him. And why it was a shocker for me? Because I have 3 kids in Israel now. So I called them by arrival order. I called my daughter that just arrived there. Then I called my other son, they arrived there a few days before. And then I called my other son that is there already for 2 years. As soon as I said to him, all right, Gilad, I'll talk to you later. That's, and I hung up the phone. I put the radio on. There was the song there. And why it was so significant to me? Because, listen, within 1 year, I have 7, Belia and I have 7 kids. Within 1 year, it's not even a year yet. My daughter got married. My son went to Israel. My other son went to Israel. My daughter went to Israel. My other son went to Yeshiva in Bell Harbor. All of a sudden, I have 2 girls at home. The house is empty. So it's not that the house is empty. I realize I'm getting old. I realize that those moments are important. So now, I mean, for example, when we eat dinner, the kids usually is that they want to eat in the kitchen alone. They don't want to eat with me and my wife if I have the merit to eat more, because she always works. I saw my wife today for about 3 minutes. That's it. Said two. She came in. I said goodbye. And I came here. She came home. But I made my girls eat with me because it's important. And you hug your children all the time. You don't hug your children only when they say goo goo gaga. You hug them all the time. And sometimes they will push you because they're too big to hold, but you're still going to hug them. And you're going to make sure to tell your children all the time that you love them, because every single moment in your life, child, is important as the day that he was born. And you can't say that moment is not important. So therefore I'm allowed to waste it. Let me tell you this. You know how many moments you wasted in your lives? You know how many hours, how many days were wasted if you would only take them. And then at the end of your life, add them on. You say, oh, well, I'll take that. Lost moments. It's the same thing like, and I keep coming to the same thing over, lost sunrises and lost sunsets. Because the most beautiful moments are really in between, in the transition. And these are the moments that we don't see. Because we define that those moments are the best. When you get a title, you became doctor, rabbi, professor, and you're standing in front of everyone. Now it's the moment of your, every moment of your life is great, is important. Don't weigh it. Because if you weigh them differently, you're going to end up wasting. What's more important? $100 or $1? Huh? What'd you say?
A million.
I didn't say a million. I said $100 or $1. A million. No, they're both important. Because if your attitude stinks to the $1, to the cent, your attitude will be the same thing to the 100 or to the million. Mm-hmm. It's very simple. It's very simple. You can't do that. So I see that we are a little late. The bulk of that, which I want to talk about, we'll talk tomorrow, Be'ezrat Hashem, which is really about the war of Amalek. So this is going to be Parashat Tetzei, part 1. Reasons to be cheerful, part 1. Tomorrow is going to be Reasons to be cheerful, part 2. So Be'ezrat Hashem, tomorrow morning we'll do the Amalek. You could see exactly why do we start with a war and why we finish in a war and how all these points in the middle are connected. That is assuming that I'll make it tomorrow too. So have a Shabbat Shalom and see you all tomorrow.